The praise singers were the first point that sparked the issue of enmity between Saul and David. Enti wonipa ya ade ya emayenka just because he's a political opponent. The reason why people feel like they must fight the opposition and see them as their enemies is because if they don't become serious, they will take their power, political power from them.
The idea alone of coming to serve, it's always wrong in the minds of today people who seek to be leaders.
The demand on the politicians, do you think that's why they pursue personal benefit?
The demand of the politicians was created by themselves.
How?
This is how it is.
Welcome once again to Sunday School on Podcast, and a beautiful day. Political conversation number 2, or 6. Relationship with political opponent. Opposition. Your opposition party is not your enemy. In fact, once again, my name is senior brother Akosi Ajimai. Opposition, Akosi. Them idea now that some people have the idea that your political opponent is your enemy. Well, that mindset, like I said, two people want to rule over the same person. If I get the opportunity to rule over the person, the one who didn't get the opportunity is my enemy, because he also wants to get the opportunity to come and rule. That idea of political opponents being enemies, what do you think? What do you think is the cause of that? Like, what makes somebody think that my political opponent is my enemy?
You see, first and foremost, that idea is purely stupidity. Because when we define what leadership was, it is about serving the interests of the people, not your interest. And so why should you become my opponent if I didn't get the opportunity to serve my people? I go back to my work if I'm working and take care of my family. Why should I become an enemy? I wanted to serve.
But you said no.
It is out of selfish and wickedness that makes people think that, and like I said, it's purely stupidity. Because we want to serve. The word is serve. You see, sometimes the one that sit down and he's being served is supposed to enjoy it because they are serving him. And if somebody didn't get the opportunity to get served, he's supposed to be angry with someone that is being served. But the one that has come to serve, why should he be angry? Why should he see someone as enemy? Because nobody give you the chance to serve. In fact, if I don't get the chance to be served, I'll come and sit down for that person to serve me.
But you see, I think, so our scripture of consideration is, we're looking at the book of 1 Samuel, chapter number 18. And then we go to chapter 20. The conversation about Saul and David. Interestingly, Saul and David were not necessarily opponents by default. Because number one, they were all Israelites. In context with our current situation, all human beings in Ghana are called Ghanaians. Both of them, one, Saul, was appointed to lead by God. Second, they had an enemy, which were the Philistines. There was a time of war. David went to the battlefield, saw the enemy Goliath, and said that I will take the challenge and I will kill this enemy so that he will stop disgracing the people of Israel. The Bible said that David went, fought the battle, won. As they were returning, the people were singing the praise of David, saying that David has done something that's extraordinary. The praise singers were the first point that sparked the issue of enmity between Saul and David. Enti wonipa ya ade ya emayenka just because he's a political opponent. Agosi, should we not talk about the good that people have done? For example, free SHS is a good thing. Sure. Are we going to say it's bad because you are in opposition?
No.
Agosi.
You see, these things are purely clear hypocritical way of life as far as certain political opponents are concerned. The whole thing is that we want to serve the people. And we want to do that so that when we go out of service, we have a good name. That when this leader was there, he brought in national health insurance, this one brought free education, this one do that, this one do that. So that at least good name is better than what? Riches. That is why I think mostly we have to serve. So at least when we are dead and gone, we have some good names that our children can benefit from.
Yeah.
That is supposed to be actually the purpose and the reason for which we desire to be leaders and serve the people. Now, because of selfish interest, that is why we always make people think that, or even portray that our political opponents are our enemies. Because one, since we didn't get the opportunity to steal for the government coffers. Number two, since we will not be able to grab certain contracts and selfishly give it to our people, and even leave the political opponents who have the requisite certificate, the experience to even execute certain government jobs. And that is the reason why.
So I want us to limit, because there are three things that the lesson talks about. It talks about the praise that the people sang. It talks about the personal ambition of the politician. Then it also talks about the fear of losing power. The reason why people feel like they must fight the opposition and see them as their enemy is because if they don't become serious, they will take their power, political power from them. If they don't become serious, like in the case of Saul feared that David was coming to take over the kingship. Though David has already been anointed. But Saul was afraid that David was coming to take over the throne. And the throne was not supposed to be living in the house of Saul. And Saul was unaware of the fact that God has already taken it away from him. So those things are all causative agents. But we're looking at, first of all, those who speak, like speaking good of the opponent. When somebody does the good thing and the person is oppositioner, should you not talk about the good of the person just because the person is your opponent?
You see, let me say something. In my earlier submission, I said that when you have that kind of mindset, it's purely stupidity. And one, you are just being foolish. All because you want power. You see, when we lose the sight of the fact that there's no condition that is permanent in our life, we begin to act like animals. Excuse me. Because before you assume power, somebody was there before you came. Where was that person? Or where is that person at that moment? So what guarantees that you'll be there permanently? Or you'll be there for life? You understand? You see, the idea alone of coming to serve, it's always wrong in the minds of today people who seek to be leaders. The idea is wrong from the scratch.
If not wrong so, is wrong as in...
Wrong as I am coming to power to steal, gather and amass wealth for myself. Not to serve the people. And I want to do that unto my last breath. It is purely stupidity and foolishness. Human beings are not supposed to think that way. So now you are a leader. You have been chosen either by God or by the people. You are come to serve. So all that you do is that I have served, I am done. All that you need to do is to plan to do good things that when you are off power or when power
is taken from
you, the people can always remember you with the good things that you did for them.
As for this man, when he was in power, oh Charlie, it was good.
That is it.
He did well. He helped us.
Let me tell you one thing. I am a Ghanaian. I can only speak for Ghana. Look at Kufuor. He came to serve. When the time was up, he is gone.
He's gone, yeah.
Otini baby, how often do you hear him to come and talk about politics? Well, assume you are calling baby Otini baby. I'll be honest. Uncle Atatu came. Very simple. I made him pass from J. I don't call him, you know, I'll call baby. We won't put it. So those who have been fighting and killing, destroying, obi tenas we call, obi tenas on the time we so what things are about Obenyana, and it's all because of Kakrana Karam Beso Meriakon. That is why they are fighting. And that is why they see their political opponents as what? As enemies. If not so, and political, I want to see one day a wise political leader say, oh, this president belongs to this party, but he did very well. And I also want to do a good job, even more than him, so that when I also go off power, and
it is said of me
that I also came to do well. It is time that we have to think like human beings. Unfortunately for us, our politicians these days are not thinking that way. So now, what was the problem of what? Saul. Look at verse 8. He said, Saul was very angry. This refrain displeased him greatly. They have credited David with tens of thousands. He thought, but me with only thousands, what more can he get but the kingdom? Before you become a king in Israel, was the kingdom belongs to you? No.
He was a normal citizen.
You are just a normal shepherd.
But the issue is that when you taste power, I say, when you taste power, you become very, very glued to it that you sometimes you don't want to lose the power you have. Because like you can get things done. Like the video that came out about the Nigerian senator.
Yeah.
He said I can let you disappear and nothing will happen.
That's it.
Like when you get power, it gives you that vim that you have. It's like it's a drunken experience that people don't want to lose.
Let me make a correction. It is only foolish people who think that way when they have power. Because this news in our world, there are people who have power. And when you see them, the way they talk, you realize these are human beings who have the spirit of God in them, whether Muslim or Judaist or Buddhist, whatever, because the way they understand power, they don't see power to be a position to bully people,
to dominate
and to destroy opponents, and to destroy the people he was claiming that he is seeking for power to serve. That is not. It is only foolish people who think that power is a position where we get to and we use it to destroy people's life. No.
But funny enough, it's like those when you've not had power before, you are okay. You could still live a normal life. But some people, when they get to the place where they have the political power, it's like if political power is taken away from them, they don't have a life again. They don't have any like their usefulness and their sense of importance in society will be gone.
Let me give you an example here. You see, I look at Barack Obama, be the president of the great United States of America. Simple man. When he's talking, very simple. Dressed very simple. I never saw that man was using politics to destroy his opponent. We are in Ghana here. We saw Kufo, the gentle giant. Speak calm, cool. We saw Atanos. So why do other people don't emulate from these people the way they talk and the way they do things?
You are talking from the elite, the very top. The problem doesn't really come from the very elite in our democracy. It comes from the local MC, DC, MPs,
like, some ministers.
It is from them average, grassroots level. If then way, that is where the battle is. You realize that there are factions in political parties.
But you see,
there are macho men for MPPs, there are macho men for NDCs.
Yeah, the question is,
there are serial callers for MPP, serial callers for... It's like every faction has their own groups. And those groups are those who clash. And those who they see themselves as enemies. They must fight, keep territories. That is my problem.
You see, like you were saying, fair enough, those things most of the time happen. But one of the things I've realized is the leaders sit up there and they influence those things. They might not come to public to say it. But some of us, for one or two reasons, we know that they sit up there and they influence it. And we have some leaders, you see, when somebody is lying, you know that they're lying. And when somebody is honest, you know this person is honest. I can only talk for Kufuor and Atamos. I don't know. With my own experience and the way I see them, I see human beings, because some of us, where we grew up from Accra and the kind of lifestyle we have living before God touched us, there are certain things we understand it better. You understand? And those who also come to lead, they hide behind the scene and they influence people to go and do things. Then they come and sit in front of the camera and speak as if they are just, no, we are not small boys again. We understand? So we have seen leaders exhibiting that genuineness and showing that power, it is not for distraction. It is for development and building and bringing people together. At times, why do you think that at times everyone is a man of peace? I mean, you understand? I'm not saying that he's an angel, but I see everything attached to the fact that this man, when he had power, it was not for destroying people. It's very difficult for his political opponent to come and say this man was using power to destroy people. But we know certain people in Ghana too who use power to destroy people. We know it.
Today we are talking about political opponents, relationship with political opponents. And then the central to say that tolerance of political opponents leads to peaceful coexistence, the issue of tolerance. When we say somebody is tolerant, I don't agree with you. But anyway, it is your opinion. You can have your opinion. Oh, we don't agree on this point, but you can have what you are saying is good for you are explaining it the way you understand it. This is how I also see it. So we have different opinions, but we don't make our opinions a battleground for fighting
and destroying one another.
That is where our lesson is trying to give us the caution of, in this time of political season, political talks, we hear it everywhere. You see politicians in church, you see them in the mosque, you see them in the times in the market square, you see them everywhere in funeral gatherings, everywhere you see them. Difference in opinion. One day you saw two political parties who had moving vans, public announcing, playing music. One MPP car is following the NDC car. Close marking. Everybody is doing their own campaign. We can all do what we are doing to promote our ideas and our agenda, but we must tolerate one another. Oh, Charlie, me, I am the one who is supposed to speak at this time. Okay, Charlie, then when you finish, me and my people, we are also coming to speak.
Peacefully.
Let's do our job. Let's do our opinions. Let's sell our political ideas peacefully without
creating problem.
We don't need to pull gun to talk about our policies, our ideas. That's what sometimes I don't understand. We don't need to scream and insult people, to insult their grandfather and their mother. And, so let's talk about the political tolerance.
You see, like you were saying, there's one thing David did. I give an example with people have witnessed my eyes on this earth here, before and at times. But we saw David. One part of people who think power is for destruction and destroying one another was Saul. When he started chasing David
to kill him,
destroy him and other things. Then we saw David, who God anointed, and so he has started the leadership already. The moment God anointed you, you have started leadership, and he had the opportunity to kill Saul.
He didn't kill him.
He didn't touch him.
In fact, if you want to read the whole story, you realize that David kept taking himself away from places that will make Saul, like will tempt Saul to try to kill him.
That is it.
But he will never retaliate. It's like, I will not come to the radio station with you.
That is it.
When you finish your talk, I'll come and do my talking.
That is it.
I will not create the environment where there must be heat and pressure from you to do something to make me also react.
That is it.
And even when David saw that Saul was always trying to kill him, David kept defending himself, but not attacking back.
So now, what we are seeing here is that because David was a wise leader who understands that power is not for destruction, he makes sure that he protects himself with whatever God gave it to him. And he makes sure that even when he gets opportunity to also use the power that he was having at that time to destroy his enemy, so he never do that. And that is a wise thing political leaders must learn from. Now, finally, when David took over, after Saul has been taken off power.
No, so we will get to that point.
Okay.
But then it's like we are looking at the whole thing. And one of the things that the lesson is trying to draw attention is that how to overcome political intolerance is building positive relationships. Because one of the positive relationships in this story is the relationship between David and Jonathan. Jonathan was the son of David's political opponent. But they saw themselves as human beings, not opponents. They saw themselves as Israelites. The fact that people have different opinions does not mean we cannot be friends.
So you see what Jonathan saw? Jonathan saw that the battle was between the Israelites and the Philistines, not him, his father's house, and David's house. So Ghanaians, NDC and MPP should understand that the battle is for poverty.
To be taken away from
country. The battle is against poverty, but not one another. How Ghana can develop and the citizen can enjoy the blessings God has kept it on the ground, the resource we have. So if our peace council leaders will listen to us from this angle, and they are listening to us, or if somebody is listening, you should go and tell them they should use this scripture and bring NDC people and MPP on the table and other political parties to understand that the battle is against poverty.
But do you think political parties are not aware? MPP and usually they are not aware.
Whether they are aware or they are not aware, the Peace Council still have to bring them on board. And when they tell them that the battle is between, poverty, but not Ghanaian citizens, as we are fighting other, and they tell them this, and if anybody go against the rules of engagement, then the whole nation will turn against that party. It is time that, like you said, it's not about talking, we have to take action. Peace Council said that, look, why Peace Council said it makes that peace will prevail. They are from the mosque, they are from the Buddhists, they are from the churches, they have come together. They are the Peace Council. All the religious bodies, the traditional bodies, have all come together. That Ghana, our fight is against poverty. It's against bad water. It is against bad electricity system. It is against bad education. It is against bad things that affects
the society
negatively. It is not about MPP and it's about other parties, but it's about poverty. So we are setting the rules of engagement. Anybody that will make the lesson seems to be a battle between human beings one another, the whole nation will turn against you. And so when somebody go against the arrangement, whether MPP do the wrong thing, the nations, all of us should turn against them. If NDC also do otherwise, we should turn against them. So that they will know that the battle is not against human beings, it's against poverty.
Now let's talk about naive, like political people who are in the political scene, and they are naive to think that what people say is not real. Like people want to assume that politicians are good people.
No.
Like it's good. Everybody likes everybody in politics. We are in this Ghana that we saw that they said that people went to place to do campaign and they were poisoned.
That is it.
So evil actually exists. People actually want to hurt people in the name of political interest.
That is it. Kill people.
Yeah, people want to kill people in the name of political interest. So that Jonathan in this scripture never believed that his father wanted to actually kill David. Till one day when he saw it
with an arrow,
and he realized that there be Papa, are you serious?
Are you serious?
Sometimes let's not wait for it to get to the point where you see it happen before you believe that these things we need to protect from it. We need to change our attitude towards it.
Do you know what I'm seeing here? The Jonathan life. I want to see John Mahama's children meeting the Kufuor children, and they are partying and said, "Our fathers want to serve this nation. It doesn't make us as enemies. We the children, let us still come together and have fun and talk about how Ghana can go on. So whether your father win the position or Baumia's children, so that the people who are watching knows that our parents are not actually fighting. So the citizens and their followers shouldn't fight. You see, sometimes certain things are not about talking. Take the bold steps. And I want these children to also take a platform and say that those who are following our fathers, do not fight one another. Because look at us here. We are not fighting ourselves. So they should use my words. It will be purely stupid on your part to be fighting one another.
If they do that, they will lose the political steam.
They will lose their political steam. Then they are not being wise. Then of course they don't have a good mindset about the people they want to lead.
So that's the last point. He says that you must think beyond your personal benefits.
So what did Jonathan do?
Because Jonathan was supposed to take the throne after his father.
That is it.
Jonathan supporting David means that Jonathan has abdicated his claim.
He was a wise boy.
He was not going to claim the throne. You see, Jonathan knew that he's not a match for David in the battlefield. In any way, Jonathan saw that David deserves the throne. How can an opponent see that this election, this man deserves this thing?
So let me give him the opportunity to go.
Let me step down.
Yeah.
Let him go.
Let him go. Unopposed, no voting. Let him win.
I'm not sure we will see something in our lifetime.
You see,
it's not possible.
No, we will see. Do you know one thing that I'm question? Everything that has ever happened, you know that this world, it goes and it comes back. It revolves. It goes and it comes back. If that's ever happened under the sun before, maybe it will not be in Ghana, but can be in other countries. That some people will say, and even Ghana, one day, if Jesus tally, it can happen. Because for me, I still believe that not all human beings on this earth are foolish. There are some people who are very wise. And they are good. They think like human beings. and you could see the Spirit of God living in them, even though they are not angels. So is it sometimes how I don't know, people should think that can't people even change their mind when they realize that this person said, oh, let this person go. The person, no. For him to even concede the seat, that no, I won't go, I want this person. We rather want to vote for you, rather. We don't want this person. It can be impossible. When someone says, no, this I don't want you to go. I don't want any battle in Ghana. I want peace. So I want this person to go. And my party, let us relax. Let them go. Next year or next 4 years, we'll come back. Even God can even touch the people of the citizens. And no, you people should go for this person. And still, the heart of every human being is in the hands of God. Whether Buddhist or Muslim or Christian, God still controls our heart.
So, we want to look at the last 2 points and then we finish. Like, it says that we are looking at the reasons why politicians sometimes pursue personal benefit. Is it because there's too much demand on a politician from the ordinary citizen? When there is any big event in the community, an MP needs to be given a letter. He needs to be invited. And it is by implication reflecting the point that you cannot just show up as an MP and just come and sit down and say that God bless you. We are praying that everything goes well. You must come with an envelope. You must give. The demand on the politicians, do you think that's why they pursue personal benefits?
The demand of the politicians was created by themselves.
How?
This is how it is. When you become a leader, you can only provide for what God has blessed your country with. These days, politicians come to promise things that they cannot provide, which of course they know that even it doesn't exist.
They need to get something to make it happen.
So now, from the onset, all that they are trying to do is to deceive the people, for the people to go and give them power through their tongue, instead of telling them the truth. You understand? You don't have to come and tell me that you buy me cars. You buy everybody cars when you know the country's resource and money at the bank. It's not up to that money that you can get to buy cars for everybody. So be honest to the people that when you come to power, you do your best and to provide them.
Don't promise what you cannot
Don't
deliver.
promise what you cannot deliver. And so when you promise me that you come and give me cow head, the moment you come to our meetings, I'm expecting the cow head because that's what you promised. You understand? So let us look at the story. Solomon said, God, give me wisdom. He didn't say, give me money so that I can sell to the people. He said, give me wisdom so I can govern them and rule them. And God said, because he didn't ask of this money and material things and the destruction of your enemies, I will give you all things. So politicians should let the people to understand that I am coming to power, not my self-interest. When I come, I don't even want to take this salary. I want to even live here. I don't want to. You see, the leaders should understand that I have come to sell. So don't come and cut certain salary for yourself, some luxury apartments, certain transportation like what some president was doing, bathing in the air, all those kind of things. If it was true,
manager, we are not. I don't know.
Like I said, if it was true, you understand. So you don't come and create a situation whereby the citizens will lead that you are living a flamboyant lifestyle somewhere and they are suffering. So what you promise is what they will demand.
When you go to UK, MPs, some of them ride bicycle to Parliament.
That is fantastic. When you go to Rwanda, they don't use V8, saloon cars. Sometimes they have coaster buses.
Have you been to Accra when politicians are moving around?
I was born and bred in Accra, forgotten.
So
I've seen it several times. I have seen it several times. We see it every now and then when the president is passed. About 7, 20, 30 V8.
No, let's put president aside. MPs.
Once I don't go there. Some even move more than other cars. And you see, the country's fuel, they load it in their cars.
So that is bringing me to the point. The second point is like why some politicians want to cling on to power is because of
extravagant life.
The ability to be lawless and nobody will talk against it. Because like why will an MCE do double trafficator and move through the traffic? Why? For what reason? Is somebody dying? You are going for a meeting. If you are late, what will happen? The road is bad. That's why there's traffic. Let's all stay in the traffic. No. I'll see about paying MC Besenko. And the police give escorts And we assign people to do's and roles, and the army is assigning people to play protective roles. And when there's campaign, you see these army soldiers who are protecting, MPs.
Recently,
and stuff.
I saw one of these stupid things happen on the street. Whether MC or MP, whoever, he was coming and there was an accident. And fire service personnel, police personnel were controlling that thing. And he was stopping, and I'm not like, that stupid politician was able to tell the police officer and the fire service that, are you mad? Don't you know there's a convoy? In fact, I wish that day I was there with a gun. I could have blown his head and go to God. God, forgive me.
What
kind of nonsense? And my way of thinking is this:
it's annoying.
A police officer,
that is why,
and fire service officer. There has been an accident. Life has been lost, and you think that you're a politician, you have power, and so they're asking you to relax. Top speed, calm down, because they are directing traffic over there so that you don't come and kill other people in addition. You have the guts to tell the security officer that is serving you and serving the citizens that is he mad? Does he know that the car is a convoy?
What is a convoy?
Then I thank God that he never gave me the opportunity to wear the military attire.
I think that, like, you see it like.
So it is good I'm doing cool all the time, the realms of the spirit.
These are the reasons why people want to hold on to political power. Because of the ability, the audacity that
to manipulate
political power gives them to do things that in the ordinary, because there is no ex-MP who can do convoy. You can't do convoy. Even if you were MP last week and you were voted out this week, you can't even do convoy again. It's like you cease to have that opportunity. And the last point is, as Christians who are learning this lesson, who are in this political season, what do we do? Because it's like, some of them, the issue is plenty. We know some of our brothers who are in the political scene. We know them. In their quest to defend their party, some of them, they go overboard. What should we do to promote, like, conducive, tolerant environment for this campaign season? Advise them.
I would advise our political brothers, both Muslims and believers, Christians, and the traditionalists, that look, if truly you want to serve this nation from a clear conscience, then I'm telling you that the battle is against poverty, not one another. Let us be tolerant. Because see, no matter how you hate somebody, God has made it in such a way, the moment you hear the person is dead, it will hit your heart. No matter who you are. Unless, of course, you have been so wicked out to the point that now, when they put you and the devil on the same platform or the same scale, you weigh the same ground. That is where, when you hear that your enemy is dead, it will not bother you. So I want us to understand that we only want power to serve the people. And we want to do that out of a clean heart. So with this, let us love one another. When you get a platform, just sell your ideas. How you want to make the life of Ghanaian citizens better. Sell it to them peacefully. Don't go and jab and insult people. And I believe that when you do this, Ghana will win. Of course, it's not any political party that will win. It is Ghana that will win. And again, I want to say this. Politicians should always think about good name. They should always think that good name is better than riches. I'm giving an example. President Kufuor is still alive. And it is very difficult for you to hear people saying bad things about them. Atamos is dead and gone. It is very difficult to hear people saying bad things about them. They should emulate from these two people. And I think Ghana, if they do that, Ghana will be a better place for us all. God bless us.
Ghana will be a better place for us all. Please, let's not overdo things. In this season of politics and campaign, let's tolerate each other's ideas. If you say your own, I'll say my own. When we are done talking, we must let peace prevail. Thank you for joining us. Like, comment. Let's tell us what you think about this matter. And then we'll see you in the next video.